If you increase the horsepower on your Bronco Badlands base, whatever model you have, to have the same horsepower as a Bronco Raptor, do you essentially have a Bronco Raptor? A lot of customers are calling us and asking just that question. Today we're going to do a little comparison, since we have a Bronco Raptor right here, and do a little side-by-side, just showing visually some of the parts that are obviously beefier on the Raptor that don't come on your other model Broncos. So here's a lower control arm in a Bronco Badlands with the Sasquatch package here. See the tie rods, ball joint there. Take a look at the upper control arms and the suspension there. Another difference here that you can see just from looking at them. One thing I noticed right away are the rotors. These look like they're about a 12-inch rotor. This one's roughly about a 14-inch rotor versus the 12 on the other Bronco. I have this knuckle here. It's also beefier. And then the upper control arm is still not aluminum. The geometry's changed for the vehicle height, and it's also, as you can see here, a lot, I'd say about an inch or so wider. It's just a little bigger all around than the stock ones. The other thing here is the lower control arm. You can see here with this thing on the lift, down to even a beefier ball joint. In the rear here we have 14-inch rotors, the same as in the front. Thought they were going to be slightly smaller like they are in some cars, but same thing, 14-inch rotors. Another thing I noticed while looking at another Bronco here is the CV shafts on this are a little beefier as well. You can see that in there. Not going to take out a caliper or anything, but just showing what you can see with the naked eye. That's obviously bigger. I'm sure there's a lot more things that are beefier on this that I'm not bringing up, because I'm not going to go through all the specs or anything. I'm just showing all the things that are very obvious, and it is pretty obvious that you get a lot more with the Raptor. It's not just the engine power. And trailing arms here. These are the trailing arms on the Badlands. This customer actually takes this thing off-roading. It's quite the off-road rig. So another area where there's a big difference is there's a differential here on the rear end. It's a beefier also. And then going from here, you can see the trailing arms. Trailing arms are different. These are the trailing arms on the Bronco Raptor. Nothing wrong with the tubular ones on the other model Broncos. These are just beefier, obviously, for the extra horsepower that this one has. Here's the skid plate that protects the entire fuel tank here. Goes all the way to the back near the diff there. And you can also see this exhaust that has different modes, including an off-road mode. So a couple of features that you get on this that you don't get on your typical Bronco is here you have damper control, so you can see there it's on normal. You can switch it to sport and off-road there, so you have different suspension stiffnesses. Same thing with your exhaust. Here it's on quiet. Not sure how much you'll be able to hear it, but that's quiet. Normal. Sport. And then Baja mode. Yeah, of course we got to acknowledge that it's for off-road use only. There we go. I don't know if you can tell the difference. It is a little throatier than the Sport, but it's It's really cool that you can do that in case you have somebody in the truck with you, or you're on a long road trip and you don't want to listen to the exhaust the entire way. It's kind of cool that you can put it on quiet mode. The interior is really cool. There's a Raptor. I'm not sure if the skid plate's beefier on this, but we've had other 2023s in here, and this one does seem a little beefier than some of the ones on the Badlands and other models that we've had in. This pallet here is a Deviate bumper, 12K winch, 20-inch light bar from Baja Designs, some A-pillar lights that are going to go in this Bronco Raptor in the next video. At the same time, we're also going to be installing a Whipple intercooler, Roush cold air intake, and we're going to be doing a tune on it as well. So be sure and come back to us for those videos. Now that we've gone over some of the differences between the two, both the Bronco and the Bronco Raptor, you can make a better informed decision on what you want to do. If you're in the Los Angeles area, we're in Harbor City on Pacific Coast Highway. Come see us for any modifications to your Jeep, full-size truck, heavy-duty truck, or Bronco.